What's up YouTube, it's your boy Sasha. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, you guys see the book? That can only mean one thing. Pay-per-view prediction time. This time it is for the last pay-per-view of 2020. I'm gonna be honest, I think I speak for all of us, for myself, for my family, and for all of you guys who are watching this video right now, when I say that we are so done with 2020. We can't wait for 2021. 2021 is going to be a very unique year, even though we're still under the pandemic. Even though, although we are still under the pandemic, although it's not as bad as it was like 9 months ago, it was absolutely brutal. But what is the pay-per-view? None other than TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. As of now, there are only 6 matches on the card, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 5 of them being title matches. We could be expecting a 6th title match on the card as of this Friday on SmackDown. So we might see something, but we will have to find out. But let's kick it off with a match that was actually announced this past Monday on Raw, as the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, will defend the Raw Tag Team titles against the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander, and Shelton Benjamin. This is something that's been bugging the Hurt Business for a while now. Ooh, excuse me. Because every time the New Day wins a match over the, gets a victory over the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander is trying to one up the New Day. It's almost as if Cedric Alexander is obsessed with the idea of being a champion. Now I get it. I get it. Things like that can happen. But in my honest opinion, I think that obsession could very may well come back to haunt them come Sunday, and I think the New Day are going to retain their titles, just because of the fact that they have so much experience together as a team compared to the Hurt Business. They've only been together what? Ever since MVP and Bobby Lashley joined forces, and then Shelton Benjamin coming into the fold. That pretty much sums it up right there. So honestly, again, I think the New Day may pick up that victory. All right, next up we have the SmackDown Women's title on the line, as Sasha Banks will defend against Carmella. Yes, we have not seen Carmella actually in a while, actually. When was the last time I had Carmella? When was the last time Carmella was even on a card? I think it was Money in the Bank, wasn't it? I think Money in the Bank was like the last time she was on a card. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. I think it was Money in the Bank. Because I remember she was transforming herself into something totally different. So I believe, yeah, so the last pay-per-view she was in, it was actually at Money in the Bank. Wait, was it really? No way. Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Wow. So that was actually the only other pay-per-view she had for this year. Wow. So it's been a pretty decent. So it's been a minute, actually. Wow. So this would actually be her first pay-per-view title shot, I believe, since 2018, where she lost the SmackDown Women's title to Charlotte Flair in that triple threat match against against Charlotte against Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch in that triple threat match. Yeah, so I think this will be her first pay-per-view title match in a while. But in terms of title matches, on SmackDown and whatnot, she had a title shot before, which was last week, but obviously obviously Sasha Banks got disqualified. Carmella won the match, but Sasha retained the SmackDown Women's title because obviously we know that in a title match it can only be won via pinfall or submission. You can't win the title on a countout or a disqualification. And this is something that has been bugging Sasha for a while because obviously we know when she wins a women's championship in WWE, she usually holds it for at least a month and then just drops it, like, right off the fly. This one is different because this is a whole new Sasha Banks. This is a totally different Sasha Banks that we've been used to. And honestly, I like it. I love this new attitude of hers, finally once again being one with the fans is absolutely incredible. And her first title defense after she had won the title, which was back at Hell in a Cell, actually. She actually retained the SmackDown Women's title, so I believe this would only be her second title defense, I believe. I believe so. I believe this would be her second title defense. And honestly, I love it. I think if Sasha can retain her title this Sunday, she could very well have a clear path going into WrestleMania. Honestly, but of course I am. But of course I am holding. But of course too, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna hold my breath. But this is a rivalry that's gone so deep. It's been this rivalry even actually dates back to their days in NXT, and even then, Carmella could not beat Sasha Banks. Even then, Carmella could not beat Sasha Banks. But this is SmackDown, so this is different. Honestly, I think given how much momentum she's had since Hell in a Cell, I think Sasha Banks could very well pick up the victory. So you never know. I think Sasha Banks is going to retain. Next up, we have The Fiend. Yes, The Fiend versus Randy Orton. This is a rivalry that goes all the way back to when Randy Orton joined up with Bray Wyatt in the Wyatt family a few years ago, which I have spoken about. I've talked about that multiple times. Actually, let's see. Let's go. Let's see. Let us see. I'm literally going all the way back to the beginning of this book. Literally trying to see. So if I remember correctly, if I remember correctly, at No Mercy back in 2016, Bray Wyatt had defeated Randy Orton with Sister Abigail, and then I believe TLC. What did they show TLC? And not too long after that, I would say about literally on that Tuesday, when back when it was SmackDown Live, um, Randy Orton ended up joining the Wyatt family, and at TLC, Randy Orton both Wyatt and Orton had won the SmackDown Tag Team titles back when Heath Slater and Rhino were still working in WWE. They became tag team champions for a little bit, for a hot minute. And if I remember correctly, I believe the Usos won that one. Had won the match. But yeah, so this goes all the way back to 2016, back when they first started teaming up. Orton had won the 2017 Royal Rumble, targeted Bray Wyatt, burned down the Wyatt compound, won the title at WrestleMania, and fast forward to now, the Fiend is here. Orton is being targeted by the Fiend. This is a very unique matchup because obviously both these men, both the Fiend and Randy Orton, are very sadistic, and we all know how sadistic they can be. But if you want to talk about like sadistic, like top tier sadistic, hands down, you have to look at the Fiend, because the Fiend has done things that you would never think possible. And dating back to 2018, or rather 2019, last year, I think it was at Hell in a Cell. Let me go back. Yeah, literally when Seth Rollins actually hit Bray Wyatt with a sledgehammer on top of a bunch of other shit for literally forcing the referee to stop the match. Literally, the referee had to stop the match because of it. And yeah, you guys know how the Fiend, how sadistic the Fiend can get, because he got up from that. He literally got up from that like it was nothing. This is going to be a match that is going to be so brutal, so physical. Honestly, this is a match I can't call, because both these guys are absolutely incredible in the ring. It all comes down to who wants the victory more. And I think if you think about it, the Fiend is the one that needs this match more, because if he wins on Sunday, if he can manage to pin Randy Orton or make him submit, it will put him in line for a future shot at the WWE Championship, which I'll be talking about here in just a moment. But if Orton wins, he'll solidify himself as a legend, defeating one of the most sadistic dudes in the modern era of WWE in the Fiend. So this is a match I can't call. I cannot call it. But speaking of world champions, we move on to the first of two TLC matches. This one is for the Universal Championship, as Roman Reigns will defend his title against Kevin Owens. A rivalry, again, going all the way back to 2016-2017, where the title first came about. And this has gone so personal. Obviously, Roman Reigns has talked about Kevin Owens' family. Owens had done the same, and now it's come to this. I'm gonna be honest here and say that Kevin Owens, this new version of Kevin Owens, is absolutely insane. He's still the same Kevin Owens, still sadistic in the ring, but when it comes to his personality with the fans, it's second to none. He's he's become so one with the fans that it's no wonder why he's become the hero in this story, if so to speak. But the big key factor that you have to steer clear of with this match is two things. Number one, Paul Heyman, and two, Jey Uso. Because Jey Uso, if you guys remember last week on SmackDown, attacked Kevin Owens by targeting Owens' knee, and even though he got powerbombed through a table, Roman Reigns attacked Kevin Owens backstage from behind during an interview, mind you, and excuse me. And Roman Reigns ended up getting the last laugh, if you will. So, honestly, given the fact that Paul Heyman and Jey Uso are going to be in Roman's corner, there's no way that Kevin Owens is going to win. There's no way. So, I got to go with Roman on this one. Next up, we have the women's tag team titles as Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler will defend against Asuka and a partner of her choice. Originally, it was Lana, but after what happened this past Monday on Raw, we found out. Excuse me. We found out that we saw that Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler basically kept their word and said that they were going to dismantle Lana and send her to a hospital, and we found out that she was literally sent to a hospital and had a broken shoulder and a broken foot, or I guess a broken leg. We haven't heard any details yet on, or rather any other details on the extent of the injuries. Excuse me. But we can't tell you that. But I can tell you that Lana is indeed out of the match. She is completely. She's done. She's done. Now Asuka needs to find a tag team partner. If she can't find one, odds are they may end up giving Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose the title shot, given the fact that Rose and Brooke have fell victim to the attacks of Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, even before Survivor Series, actually. So, honestly, I really don't. Honestly, this is a foregone conclusion. Honestly, Jackson Baszler, no matter who Asuka finds as a partner, it's gonna have the same end result. Jackson Baszler, tag team champions, and they've been champions literally since Payback. And it's kind of funny because SummerSlam was the first pay-per-view that came first, and then Payback the following week. So that was incredible. That was insane. It was insane. Excuse me. So, honestly, I think, yeah, and of course, too, at Payback, Jackson Baszler had beat Sasha and Bayley, to win said tag titles. In fact, I think Shayna Baszler had made Bayley, or no, had made Sasha Banks tap out to the Karafuda clutch to win the titles. So, yeah, again, Jackson Baszler picking up the W all day. And now for the WWE Championship, this is the second TLC match for the card. Drew McIntyre versus the phenomenal AJ Styles with his associate Omos in his corner. Honestly, this is a very unique match because for one, both of these men have never faced off one-on-one before, and two, Drew McIntyre, he's been in table matches, he's been in chair matches, he's been in ladder matches before, but he's never been in a TLC match before. He's never, not once in his career. And this is interesting because when you think about TLC, over the last several years, every single person, every single time the WWE Championship is defended in a TLC match, they've all retained. So going back to 2012, dating all the way back to 2012, when CM Punk retained the WWE Championship in a triple threat match against The Miz and Alberto Del Rio. 2013, I think Randy Orton had became the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion back when that was a thing. And then, of course, in 2014, Sheamus had beat Roman Reigns to retain the WWE title. 2015, if I remember correctly, 2015. We never, I don't, did we? I don't remember. 2014. No, 2014 was when, I think, oh my god, I don't remember 2014's TLC. I don't. No, actually, no, because I remember Brock Lesnar was WWE champion at that time, so we never had that match then. 2015 was when Sheamus retained the title against Roman Reigns. That was 2015. 2016 was when AJ Styles had beat Dean Ambrose to retain the title. 2017 was, I believe, what was that? A Raw pay-per-view? Yeah, that was a Raw pay-per-view. And Brock Lesnar was the Universal Champion at that time. So 2018, a couple years ago, was when, let's see, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan retained the title against AJ Styles. Last year's TLC, we saw, if I can go to it, there we go, we saw, did we see the WWE Championship? No, we did not. Actually, no, we didn't. That's interesting. I didn't think we saw. Hang on. 2019. Let's see. Yeah, no, we did not see it. No. Yeah, nothing. The WWE title, I believe it was, who was the WWE champion by then? Brock Lesnar, that's right. Brock Lesnar was the, that's right. I remember Brock Lesnar was the WWE champion that time. So history could very may well repeat itself and say Drew McIntyre wins it, but given the fact that AJ Styles has Omos in his corner, and also given the fact that The Miz has the Money in the Bank briefcase, Drew McIntyre is pretty much screwed either way. But if he manages to win and stay on his feet, he could still be champion. But I gotta go with AJ Styles on this one, just because of the fact that he has Omos in his corner. Not much else to say about that. But one thing I want to point out as well is the fact that WWE could very may well have paying fans back into the fold inside the Thunderdome. And I want to give a quick shout out to Andy Murray from What Culture for this article off of What Culture, because he talks about that, he talks about the fact that that WWE has invited a select number of audience members to attend the NXT shows at the Capitol Wrestling Center every Wednesday, and it could presumably, and WWE wants to do that for the Royal Rumble next month, which honestly I like the idea, but even though, and also as well, the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, had dropped all the restrictions that were related to the pandemic back in September. So given that fact, they could very well have a lot of cases in the midst, but only time will tell. But that is going to do it for this video. Question of the day: what are your guys' predictions for TLC this Sunday? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. And if you guys are new to the channel and you guys love seeing these pay-per-view predictions and whatnot, definitely hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links are down in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.